What is up, my beautiful knowing truth speakers? This episode is brought to you by Painless Pregnancy. Painless Pregnancy is a group of physical therapists located in South Florida who specialize in helping pregnant and postpartum women prevent dysfunction and heal in the comfort of their own homes. This concierge service has been a game changer for me after my third childbirth, and I am excited to partner with them and offer our listeners 10% off of their first in-home visit using my code NikkiSpo10. Stay tuned to learn more. Welcome to the No Podcast with me, Nikki Spo. What is up, truth speakers and light seekers? You are listening to The Know, and I am your hostess, Nikki Spo. Thank you for always tuning in and for all of the love that you guys show me on IG. I read every single one of your messages and always do my best to respond, and it brings me a lot of joy to know that my show can help you in your day-to-day life. So while I'm on this topic, don't forget to subscribe to the show, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you stream your shows. You gotta make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a beat and you get all those fun banner notifications when new episodes drop. And that's every Tuesday, by the way. Today is a fun day for me because I'm focusing on the mamas. What's up, little mama? Right, so I was thinking about how lucky I am to have such amazing friends. I truly, legitimately have the best girlfriends in the whole world. Women from all walks of life, different stages of life, friends that are new, and friends that I've had and kept since childhood. And I have to say that making the leap into the world of making mom friends was really, really hard and kind of scary for me. All right. I remember feeling like I so desperately wanted somebody to relate to, but also feeling like I was team no new friends. Okay. Like team no new friends is a terrible attitude, but whatever. So while I'm thinking about this, right, I'm thinking, well, shit, I cannot be the only mom who has felt that way. So today I'm going to be talking about finding your mom crew. It gets real good. Okay, I need to start off by saying that my first time around with my firstborn, I had severe postpartum anxiety, which did not help with making new friends at all. Going to the baby gym classes was extremely difficult for me. So my advice to any new mom who is in the throes of new motherhood, and maybe even those who are experiencing anxiety or depression, is, in addition to speaking with a therapist and trying to make time for yourself, is to really push yourself outside of your comfort zone and go to the baby gym class. If that's too much, something as simple as going outside and getting some vitamin D was super mood boosting for me when I was having a hard time. So here's the thing, baby gyms. Listen, before I had kids, I was like, ew, tacky, germy, gross. I will not be that mom who's taking my baby to the baby gym. Yeah. Okay, might be some of those things, but okay, it's really actually pretty great to take your kid there. Really great for them. And yeah, I'm totally that mom who takes their kids to all the baby gyms. Okay. The awesome news is that new baby gyms are popping up all over the place. Ever since COVID, more and more people are meeting outdoors to mimic the original indoor classes, which is pretty awesome. So as much as I hated the idea of going to these baby gyms, I went, and sure enough, I wound up seeing a woman who I had known since high school. We were never close or anything like that, but we now had kids the same age. And we realized that we lived on the same neighborhood and that our kids go to the same park. Now, I didn't wind up becoming ultra close with her anyway, but it was nice to have someone to text every now and then with questions or random play date opportunities, birthday parties, etc. And then you go to those and you meet more people. So I also want to get this out of the way. It gets a lot easier once your kids are in daycare or preschool, a lot easier. But that might not happen for a while, right? And it when they're so little, it feels like forever. Every day lasts so long, right? So WTF do you do until then? Being a new mom is really, really hard. Learning how to manage multiple children is really, really hard. And if you don't have a friend or person in your corner cheering you on, the early days can be really, really hard and lack a sense of reward. Do I like the word really? Okay, so this is what has worked in my experience. I think building your mom crew can be a little bit like dating, straight up. Finding out who you gel with and have things in common with besides your kids. So here's my feedback on building your mom crew. First things first, we got to try to get out of the house. I know it can feel really intimidating and overwhelming. And I remember thinking to myself, is this even worth the trouble? And, some days the answer is no, like today is not worth the trouble. And other times, even if I felt like awkward about it, I ultimately would be so happy that I went out with my baby. And it was also kind of like practice. The more I did it, the better I got at it and the less stressful it became. So I would say the first thing is like to really, really try to get yourself out of the house and like put the normal clothes on and just get out, right? Like that's the first thing we have to do is like get comfortable going out with our baby. Okay, so then we're out. Now what? Maybe we've gone to the park or a baby gym, a museum, out to lunch, whatever. How do we make random ass friends? I mean, seriously, it sounds super daunting. And personally, I can be shy sometimes. Can you imagine that? So not so much anymore, but definitely when I had my firstborn. So if I was too shy to talk to the other moms at the park or baby gym or wherever I was, I would let my child do it for me, right? Like notice where my child gravitated and who my child gravitated towards. And that kind of gave me the in to initiate conversations. Like right now, my baby is 5 months old. Like she's not gravitating towards anybody, right? But in those settings, it's also really cool because baby classes for little ones spend a lot of time talking with the moms. The moms get an opportunity to discuss what's going on with their baby. And honestly, it's been a relief to be able to do that as a third-time mom because there's still things that I don't know. So but when you have older kids, notice who they're gravitating towards. And a lot of times they might not even gravitate towards someone, but they're gravitating towards something that another child is gravitating towards. And that's your in right there. The key is to ask a mama out. Yep. If you vibe with a fellow mom or you notice your child vibing with another child, ask that mama for her number. And it's important that you do this on the first time. Okay, I feel like I'm giving you guys rules for dating, but it's rules for making mom friends. So don't overthink it and be like, oh, this is so weird. Let me wait till next time. There might not be a next random interaction. So just do it, right? And I'm not going to lie. In my dating days, I had not asked many dudes for their number, right? But becoming a mom and trying to make new mom friends, I have like mad respect for the people who ask for numbers. Like, hello, scary, rejection, judgment. And it really isn't actually that serious. Maybe you make a new friend, maybe you don't, but you're open to it and that's what's up. So when you feel like you vibe with that fellow mama, ask for her number to see if you can grab a coffee or get the kids together, and you really never know where things can go. I have an awesome example, which is when I had my son, who was 18 months old at the time, in a mommy and me soccer class. I became friendly with a couple of the moms, nothing quote serious, right? And I guess in mom world, that means that we never actually met up outside of soccer practice or texted on the regular or anything like that. But one of them mentioned a new facial spot opening in Miami. So on a kid-free day, I went and checked it out, loved it, and boom, Sana Skin Studio became my very first account. Sana Skin Studio believed in me before my show ever launched. And it's really all thanks to that one mama who shared one random fact about skincare. It takes some guts, but it's worth the risk. Not just for business, but to build genuine friendships. You all, I want to take a break and I want to take a moment to tell you about how lucky I feel to have found painless pregnancy. I started seeing Dr. Luli Diaz 2 weeks after I had my third baby, and I have honestly had the best recovery yet. At Painless Pregnancy, their belief is that their services should be the standard of care for every woman, especially pregnant and postpartum women. Some of the issues that they treat are diastasis recti, back pain, hip pain, pelvic pain. They treat pubic dysfunction, numbness and tingling in your arms or legs. They treat general aches and pains, headaches and neck pain. They treat difficulty walking or having a severe waddling gait. They treat balance issues and urinary or fecal incontinence. They help treat pain with sex or other pelvic issues, and they treat prolapse, among so many other issues. Pregnant women should not wait until they are actually in pain or dysfunction to see the incredible therapists at Painless Pregnancy. So many women think that the issues I mentioned are normal, or that there is no solution, or that their only solution is to have surgery, but that's simply not true. Working with the therapists at Painless Pregnancy can heal you. You all know that we must fill our own cup before we can pour from it. Make your prenatal and postpartum health a priority today by booking an appointment with Painless Pregnancy. You can head on over to www.painless-pregnancy.com and use my code NikkiSpo10 for 10% off of your initial in-home evaluation visit. So I want to talk about building genuine friendships in motherhood. It takes time and effort. I would say that the second key is to, like, once you've actually like connected with a mom and like exchange info and all that stuff, like you got to follow up soon. And this can sound like, hey, it's Nikki from the park. Would love to get the kids together at the park again or grab a coffee without them. And you can leave it at that and just see where it goes. Like, also don't personalize anything. I think we can all relate to receiving and reading a text message, having our hands full and thinking to ourselves, okay, I'm going to respond in 10 minutes. And then we forget it and it's been like a month and we're like, oh shit, she probably thinks I hate her. Do not personalize things. We are all busy mamas. But let's say that we get to the point that you've had a couple of play dates, coffee, lunch, whatever. The thing about deep, genuine friendships is you have to be deeply genuine. So the small talk only gets you so far. The best friendships I have are the ones where we talk about real life shit, like the hard stuff. And by doing this, you allow people to show up for you and vice versa. Personally, I think I've become a better friend since becoming a parent. I just have a lot more compassion for parents in general. And as a woman, I really want to be the type of person that hypes other women up. Like, I want people to be like, wow, that girl would have my back. And I feel like I have to say this because it's a real thing. I'm not encouraging you to air out all your dirty laundry to anyone who will listen. That's what a therapist is for. And it's also a great way to become the center of gossip, which will only bring you more drama in your life, which we don't want. Nobody wants that. But when you find a friend who you can talk to about the behind the scenes stuff, use your instincts. And on the flip, don't be a gossip. Don't ever share anyone else's personal business. It's just not cool. Also, it's not fun to only ever talk about the crappy things. Make time to celebrate your new friends, birthdays, baby milestones, work achievements, even, hey, today the best I did was put on my real clothes achievements. Everybody loves to feel seen, encouraged, valued, and celebrated. Some other options for networking for moms are membership websites. I actually used one for working moms, and I found two incredible women to host on my show and made like a real friend. I used Hey Mama Co for that, but there are so many others out there. There are also a bunch of apps. They're actually apps, you guys, for moms to meet other moms. I'm not on any of the dating apps, but from what I hear, they operate similarly. One app that I used called Peanut asks for your neighborhood, your interests, the age of your kids, and it shows you other moms in the area that wanted to make new friends. Then there are other options in online communities like Facebook groups. mops.org will show you mom meetups literally all over the world. But a quick search engine discovery will show you all of your options. Also, your place of worship. Many churches, temples, and beyond have existing groups that you can join. And the awesome part about that is that now you have two things in common, your kids and your faith. So another avenue of making new mom friends is that non-parents sometimes have friends who are parents, right? I've actually made a few mom friends through my pals who don't actually have kids. I used to get all weirded out, because I feel awkward sometimes because it felt like I was being set up on a blind mom date or something. Whenever my friends would tell me about their friends who just had a baby or just moved into town or whatever. But really, once you get over any initial awkwardness or shyness, it's legit not a big deal. Now, I want to close with making a point about mom friends. These women don't have to be people you only do kid-related things with. Go out, have a girls' night without the kids, do something fun. If you love staying in and baking because that's your thing, invite your new friend. But feel free to also GTF out of your house. Last thing, and I can't leave without saying this, you guys. Mommy wine culture is just not cool. And it's not just because I'm sober. I want to remind you and encourage you that no, mommy does not need wine in order to cope with being a parent. I'm not knocking those who consume alcohol. I'm simply saying that you can be a great mom without the crutch of alcohol. My advice here is to never push alcohol on any person who turns it down. So, coming from a no new friends type of person, I have to say that almost 5 years into motherhood, I've made some pretty incredible friendships in the moms that I've met. And now, as a third-time mom, managing 3 tiny humans' needs and relationships and activities, I am so grateful for the huge network that I have of other moms and parents who I know that I can count on in a pinch, on one of those insane days where all the kids are going haywire, on the days I need to vent or celebrate or unwind or dine with. It's a whole new and very cool level of friendship. And if you're a new mama out there, I want that for you. Of course, if you want it for yourself. All right, that's what I got for you today, my friends. Love you the most. Please take a moment to rate and review my show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and send this episode to the new mama in your life. XOXO, Gossip Girl. Just kidding. No gossip here. Over and out, Truth Speakers. Big thank you to my friends at Painless Pregnancy who have helped me have a truly painless postpartum experience after my C-section. I am seriously so very grateful to have found them, and I want every woman in town to know that these services exist and are available to them. Head on over to www.painless-pregnancy.com and use my code NikkiSpo10 for 10% off of your initial in-home evaluation visit. Thank you so much for listening to The Know. If you loved this episode, go ahead and share it with a friend. Words are so powerful, and someone may need to hear what we covered today. And if you really loved this episode, please take a moment to rate the show and leave a review. Your comments are so important and valued, and they give other listeners insight on what to expect on The Know. You can connect with me personally via Instagram at Nikki Spo and The Know with Nikki Spo. My hope for you today is that you are fearless in looking inward so that you can be your highest, most authentic self and go after the life of your dreams.